Everybody, it's Ginger on Wheels here again. Thanks for stopping by the channel where we get to test and unbox the latest electrically wheeled gadgets. Those of you familiar with electric scooters know that this scooter is a very big deal. It's from Dualtron's latest lineup. It's called the Dualtron Storm. It weighs 102 pounds, but it goes 55 miles an hour. It's got a 72 volt system with a 31.5 amp hour battery, and that's really all I know about it. The scooter does have some really cool features like logos that are displayed, an LED underneath the scooter, and the controller is in like the rear fender of the deck of the scooter. So I really want to get this thing out of the box. We're going to check out exactly what's inside, and I'm going to take my cool tape measure that measures to the 10th of a centimeter and measure exactly how big this thing is folded and unfolded and really just get an up close look at it. What do you say? Let's roll the intro and get to unboxing. Okay, I'll set aside my tape measure here, grab the nifty Ginger on Wheels box cutter, and cut this bad boy open. So this is the box that it will ship to you in, FYI. If you have porch bandits, I would be home when this gets there. I'm sure you're gonna wanna be home when it gets there anyway, for obvious reasons, because it's freaking awesome. As is standard with most scooters shipped in styrofoam, it's bashed into a million little pieces, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my little vacuum that I bought, specifically for unboxing scooters, and vacuum up some of this foam so it doesn't get all over my cats. In the top of the box, there is this box, which holds the brick end of the charger. And then you've got this bag, which holds the plug end of the charger, the LED remote, and our little multi-tool is in the smaller box inside of the smaller box inside of the bigger box. Okay, so with some of that foam out of the way, I'm gonna take the styrofoam out of here. Let's fold the handlebars up here. One of the huge perks about this scooter, which I forgot to mention in the intro, is that it has a hot swappable battery, which similar to the hay bike, if you watched that video, when it runs out of battery, you can just pull the battery out and pop in a freshly charged one and go on your way. You don't have to wait for it to charge for 20 hours or whatever. Slip down the side of the box, but we're gonna have the full Dualtron color manual. And I was reading the manual for the Thunder. I imagine it's very similar in the Storm, or even better, because this is 1 year later. Yeah, this is really cool. They have like a serviceable life for each part of the scooter. So you can see here it says swing arm, 3 years or 20,000 miles. Higher hinge, 2 years or 10,000 miles. So it gives you like a replacement date for each of the critical components on the scooter so you can be sure you never have what they call catastrophic failure. All right, like I said in the intro, the scooter weighs 102 pounds, so I'm gonna do my best to just deadlift this thing out of the box. Haven't been going to the gym, but let's see what happens. I am used to lifting the Wolf. Feels very similar to the Wolf. Let's get the box out of the way. It looks like there's a big protective plastic bag that comes with the scooter, but Voro took it out of that to test it for me, I think, which is awesome. Can be pretty sure my scooter's not gonna be DOA. The Voro Motor go through great lengths to test scooters before they ship them out. All right, looks like this thing got hit by a blizzard, so I'm gonna take my vacuum and spend a little time with this baby. Wow, so I just spent a few minutes with the vacuum on this thing, and I sort of forgot that what I'm doing here is unboxing the most amazing electric things, and this thing really is one of them. Stands out in uniqueness and craftsmanship. Like, look at that fender. Looks like a square Tron fender. The swing arms are on both sides, and it looks like they have LED lights on the tops and sides there. I think those metal grates there on the sides are heat sinks for the lights, and those LED lights do look really intense. That big handle there on the top is so you can pull out that swappable battery. Just everything about the scooter aesthetically looks really awesome. Looks like a really fast sports car or something. Huge burly kickstand. So this is my tape measure here. When I pull out the tape, it measures exactly how long things are. It's kind of cool. You can see it looks like they're about 160 millimeters or 16 centimeters. The tires are 11 inches or 280 millimeter or 28 centimeter. Huge tires. They're 4 inches wide too. Yeah, confirmed, 4 inches wide. Section of the deck here. These are like really water resistant / waterproof looking grommets. These cables look really well, like, thought went into this. So this outer perimeter area of the deck is like a rubbery mat, and then the intersection is metal covered with grip tape. Or actually, it might be plastic. Yeah, it feels plastic. So the stem piece, this is like a dust cover for the upper collar, but this is where you slide the collar up when you want to unfold the scooter. You slide the collar up and then you can fold the scooter like that. Big piece of foam in there. But yeah, slide it forward, collar goes down, rubber dust cover covers all that up, and then you can just tighten these up. Let's take a look at the cockpit here. These are the handlebars. We got nut brakes, like I said. Big solid buttons, chrome. I'll post on the screen what all those buttons do. Coming to the center here, this is the standard Dualtron folding bars. Pull the spring, you can push the bar down, and then when you want to lock the bar into place, you just push it up and it locks itself into place, and you finish it with a clamp. That's it. That's the entire design for the folding. Not sure why they have folding bars on these super scooters like this one and the Thunder. They should just have put wider, like mountain bike style handlebars on here. Folding bars, in my opinion, doesn't add much to the scooter. If anything, it kind of subtracts from the stability. On the lower end Dualtrons, I could see it, but on these higher end ones, I think I'm gonna have to replace these bars to do a top speed test, but we'll see how sturdy they feel. This is just the standard Mini Motors display. We're all very familiar with this and how it works. It's got the P settings, yada yada. This piece, the latch, which goes in the rear, looks like it's got the keys in it. So on the front of the deck here, I noticed that's where the keys go. It's the dual charge ports, and I think this is a voltage readout. We were talking about the heat sinks on the side, and I noticed on the rear here, boom, more heat sinks. I'm guessing for the rear lights, or actually that heat sink is probably for the controllers, but that's a nice burly one. Made of metal. Look how intense these LEDs are though. I've never seen LEDs like that, but they look really crazy. I'm allowed to use this as a step plate, so I don't think I'm gonna put the clip on. I don't ever carry the scooter around folded, but this will give me a nice place to put my foot. I have the clip on the Thunder though, because it gives me a reference of where my foot is on the back, because there's nothing else you can put back there. It's as far back as you can go. But on this one, I've got a nice foot plate to rest my foot on. Good job, Dualtron. If you look over here on the Dualtron Thunder, you don't get one. And if you miss the little clip in the back, you're standing on a plastic fender. You can buy a little carrying handle that clips on the back there, or you can buy a little mud plate that's made of carbon fiber, I think. You can see over to my right here, I've got two very well thought out scooters, the Weeped FS and the Cabo Wolf King, also with substantial foot plate areas to put your foot on. The Weeped even has a little extension with grip tape in the back. The Cabo's got that nice metal bar for you to put your foot on. The Storm has this plate back here. Low speed eMove Cruiser scooter, not for doing much else than cruising, has nothing on the back. Dualtron Thunder, I really feel like should have something on the back, so. Am I alone in that feeling? Why don't you comment below? Let me know what you think. Or have you found any good solutions for that? So before we plug our scooter in, this is gonna be a crucial part of the setup. Take your keys, put them in the keyhole, turn it 90 degrees to the left and lift the battery out. Inside, you'll find an XT connector in there. You'll see a plus and a minus on this connector, and you'll see a plus and a minus on this connector, and you wanna connect the XT connector into the battery. Got a little bit of a spark there. Hopefully that didn't ruin anything. And I think I need to take my keys and lock it back in, right? Pull the battery out. And on the bottom side of the battery is a little button you can push. And that is what turns on this voltage readout, 73 volts right now. I can turn on all the cool lights and everything. Whoa, look at those. That is something else. Lights going down the stem tube here, up the fork arms, as I suspected, even on the bottom sides. Dualtron Storm logo projecting off the bottom of the deck with the little heat sink here. This scooter looks awesome. The scoot's like a foot off the ground. That's a solid 12 inches off the ground, or 31 centimeters. Wow. Upper section lights on the stem tube that you can toggle on and off your hazards. Woo, baby. Scared me. Jeez. Huge horn built into the front there. That might compete with the Cobble Wolf King. Let's see. Which one's louder? Okay, here's the Cobble Wolf. Ooh, much higher frequency. Much more piercing. Dualtron sounds more like a car horn. I think I like the Dualtron more. So you can see in the back of the Dualtron here, we have got 5 lights, and the far left light will blink when you've got the left blinker on. Far right light will blink when you've got the right blinker on. This is brakes. Turning the blinker off, right blinker, hazards. And then there's this master on-off switch right here, which will actually turn all the lights on the scooter on or off. If you see something you're interested in, you can go ahead and pause the screen now. Okay, let's take a minute and measure the deck to bar height so we can see what it's like to ride this for taller riders. Looks like it's 38 inches. Ah, Thunder is 38 and a half. This is 38. This is maybe just a tiny bit shorter than the Thunder. 24 and a half inches wide on the Thunder and 24 inches wide on the Storm. So again, slightly smaller. Ground to bar height is just going to be deck to bar height plus 12 inches, I think, but looks like about 50 inches or 50 and a half inches to the top of the handlebars from the ground. Usable deck space from the back of this little handlebar plate here to the back of the deck, about 19 inches. And then there's a little flare out in the back part of the deck here. And from the key lock to the back of that flare out is 21 and a half inches from here to here. And like I said before, this little back plate, 8.5 inches or 9.5 inches long. Usable foot space towards the bottom, 5.5 inches, or about 5 inches towards the top here. The width of the deck is 12 inches, but you've only got grip tape on the inner 9 inches. And I do love that there's grip tape on this back section. This thing is so nice to look at. It's a breath of fresh air after looking at so many obviously made in China scooters where you're like, why would you do it that way? This thing looks like it's just really well thought out. Can't wait to ride this. All right, you guys, that's it. Thanks for making it through to the end of my unboxing and up close look at the Dualtron Storm. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because we are gonna be comparing this thing and pushing it to the limits against the Dualtron Thunder, the WePed FS, and the Wolf King. If you're new to the channel, thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see you guys for the next video.